Hi, how are you? We are just going to start, so make yourself comfortable. And if you are here, you can go and share it on Instagram or Facebook, especially if you are in one of the groups for like Finnabair and Friends Open Studio. You can share it there, or you can share it on your wall if you would like to share it with your friends. That would be lovely. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you here. I will just check the internet connection because this is the tricky part in my studio, and then we are going live completely. It seems like everything is fine. I post on the group. I think everything goes according to the plan.
Lamatio is all about going beyond what.
Yay! Okay, I think everything is fine. So this is great to see you guys here. 36 people already. Wow, we are quick. So I'm going to put on the screen so I can see the chat as well. And I'm going to say my hello to you officially. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, I can see the chat. Perfect. Let's hope there will be no problems, but just in case, if we're going to drop the connection, just wait and it's going to bounce back, okay? Oops. Hi, everybody. It's Finnabair here and welcome to my studio. And I'm back from my travels. And I'm here with the new live stream for mixed media beginners or just people who are interested in creativity or maybe starting art journaling. And the plan for today is to talk a little bit about joys of creating with limited supplies, or when you have to pack yourself tightly. Cześć. And also just about what are the benefits of that and how to pack yourself. If you would like to make kit for yourself, what could be the key things to take, and which items you could just leave at home if you really need extra space in your luggage. Also, if you're interested in art journaling, I will try to show what I do and how I journal when I'm traveling, and I sometimes do that just for relaxation, sometimes because it just keeps me sane, and sometimes I just love being where I am. Like, I love where I am, and I would like to keep that this memories in a kind of journal. So there are many reasons to do that. So just to remind you, this is a free class for everybody. So it's going to be a little bit of showing my journaling kit, which I have here still packed. And it's going to be also making a page because, of course, why not? Let's put this set of supplies into use and just make a page to see what may happen. Great to see you all. I can see so many people joining, but if you'd like to share it with your friends on your wall on Facebook or give a shout on Instagram, this is the right moment. And don't forget about thumbs up because that makes the video more visible and easier to find for everybody. A special hello to my patrons. I can see them joining as well. In fact, it was my patron's suggestion to show the kit I was traveling with going to Poland. Last week we had a patron session and I was talking about my experience with journaling, and I was telling a story how journaling basically took me out of the a kind of an anxiety problem when I had during 2 days. And they told me, what is inside of your journaling kit? What you really take with you? And I was thinking, it's very good topic to discuss with you all, to show what you may be interested in, because probably we are all thinking about taking some crafting supplies when we travel, especially for vacation. And then, what to take, right? How to plan your work to make it doable without being overwhelmed or taking the whole suitcase just full of art supplies. So I'm here to help today, and I will show how I do it. And of course, I'm going to share my tips, hoping they're going to give you some help with your process as well, and what you can do for yourself when you're planning your travel. My hair looks funny today. Yeah, you probably notice I'm trying to grow my hair back, so that's why my hair may behave in a funny way. After over 10 years of having this part shaved, it is still shaved, but now I'm trying to make my hair equal. And it's going to take months, so I started to put my hair on the other side to get used to that. And it's slightly annoying. So if I will have a strange movements because of my hair, it's because I'm not used to that yet. So first of all, why would we take journaling kit with us to travel? And is it really worth it? It is. The question is about what is your creative habit? Because a lot of people, they really feel like they would love to continue the creative work even when they are away from home, because it's important part of the daily routine for them. They are used to making smaller projects, or they just, oh, thank you. They are just feeling they're missing that part when they go for vacation, or they would love to capture the feelings they have, the impressions somehow in their art while they're away. And some people, they feel art journal is a part of a personal diary. So they don't want to miss this opportunity to fill it with their ideas, their projects while they're away. And some people, they really try to put themselves on the schedule. They want to have the habit of everyday creating every day. So going away for a week or two is breaking the habit, and they feel like, I don't want to do that. But also we may be bored. The reality is sometimes we go places, and for some reason they are not the most entertaining ones. And that kind of art journal or smaller project that you take with you may be great stress or boredom relief. You may go for vacation with with your family, and your best way of relaxing is making art. So you would like to do that when you travel as well. And there are ways, of course, there are ways, and the careful planning is probably the best start. And once you have your things pre-packed and prepared, and if you're going to think the possibilities true, I think you are able to pack light. And we're talking here about something portable, and that's why probably the most portable kind of project to take with you is an art journal, because it is something you can close, and something that maybe just a small book. You can even buy this book in the place you are traveling to. Oh, thank you. You stayed up until 2 a.m. Thank you. So in fact, this is a good example of that kind of book. This is the book I bought when I was traveling to Santorini for my vacation. And I took my small journaling kit with me, and I bought this book in the little bookshop that was on the island. And this is basically a notebook with just few simple images inside. So probably it was supposed to be your diary. And instead of writing a diary, I started creating simple pages inside. And I was honestly doing at least 3/4 of what is inside here now during my 10 days long vacation. So these pages were really simple because I had limited supplies, and I was trying to really just create for my own pleasure. I was sitting on the side of the pool. I had my journaling tools with me, and I was making simple pages, for example, like this. And it was part of my, I would say, vacationing. It was part of my vacationing, and I was really happy I had the book that I bought locally. Of course, I took my usual journal just in case, but on the other hand, it was so much nicer to get a book locally. And what I absolutely love is old paper. So if I found a book in the antique store or on the flea market locally, that would be even better. And that is the story that happened to me when I was in Japan. And in Japan, I bought this absolutely lovely little notebook. And of course, this is on the rice paper. So this rice paper is really, really thin. But I bought it with the intention to use it as a small art journal. You can see the size of it. I didn't have enough time to do art. I didn't have the chance to take art supplies with me, but I was buying stuff with the intention I'm going to use it for art journaling. And this is the place where I make my little pages from time to time when I feel this format is okay. And some of these you could see on the YouTube videos as well. So they're quite simple. And I have to tell you one thing about my journals. They are more like something I call mood books, which means I usually create a journal, and this is not the only possible way, of course. I'm just saying that. I create a journal for certain topic. So I have journal where I'm going to work with simple supplies and, for example, tea bags, right? And I'm going to use just very limited supplies I will pick. Intentionally, I limit my supplies when I work in these. I have one journal which is typical, it is only for my pages with family photos. I have one journal which is my Santorini journal, which is inspired by my travel, but it was supposed to be really simple with just a little bit of stamping, a little bit of tea stain, and dried flowers. I have something which is stress relief book, or just another mood book I took with me. This is the one I was doing for my patrons last week, and I was showing the journaling process, and I will make something similar for you just to show you what you can do. And in fact, to share the real pages I made when I was traveling, this is one of them. This is one of the pages that helped me go through stress situation, like I was when I was really overthinking. I was just thinking too much, putting too much on my shoulders, I started journaling just to distract myself from my own stress. Yeah, you can distract yourself from your own overthinking this way. And I think this is great solution. And they can be just simple pages like this. And the best thing about journals is there are no rules. You can make them the way you like. Great example of my mood book idea is this book. It is online class called Book of Possibilities. And this is like my love for the vintage items book. So I collected nice things inside, and there are some flaps, and they are just things, honestly, I do for pleasure. For example, I stick my lace in. And again, this is either exercise I do to make myself a little bit warmed up before going to some serious work, or just to do something simple when I don't have too much time, or I take a certain image that is my inspiration and I just want to go through the whole process with that, just to feel the vibe. And this is my way. And you may have your own ways. Creating topics is one of the ideas. Some people prefer to write and then they create pages inspired by what they wrote. Some people love to sample new products and then they create pages around what they discovered, the new techniques. They just play with the pretty stuff and they just go into the creative zone this way. Some people treat the art journaling as real art therapy, and quite often they are going through guided therapy, art therapy classes, and they do journaling on as a part of that as well. And all the ways are okay. These are things which are deeply personalized and should be done according to your personal needs, tastes, and nobody can tell you how many journals you should have. I will probably now have around 15 of journals, and I would say around 8 of them is active, which means I use them. I just switch from one to another depending on the size, depending on the mood, depending how I feel, and I may start more. Also, you don't have to show people, hello Carmen, you don't have to show people what you do. There is no obligation to share your art journal with anyone, like any other kind of art. You don't have to share it. If it's very deeply personal and if you feel this is something that should be your private, it is your private. Most of the journal pages people share, they're not private, like too private. Otherwise, it would be a little bit exposing themselves, and they don't like to do that. I have no problems with sharing my pages because there are no special messages there, and I usually just use the visual side of it to tell my story and to show how I feel. But I understand there are some pages which are very special and you just should keep it all to yourself. So before we are going to look at my kit, and I will tell you how I used it, of course, and what are good tips, I want to show you some other fun thing. I will show you probably the first pages in my journal I made ever. And that is going to be travel in time. And I have this journal, of course. I don't use it anymore because it's completely full. And it was just journal for fun, of course. I have it here, so I will take you on my table now. Do you want to see it? Well, not everything. I will pick the best parts. Hello, Kimari. Yeah, hello, Caroline. Yep, this is my first ever art journal and I made it myself. This is the book with very simple cover, and As you can see, it is all on the brown paper. And I added the straps so I can close the book better. Because as you probably understand, with my kind of even if I try to be flat, I'm not too flat. And it's okay. Even this book, when I really tried to be flat, I couldn't. So the whole story started just by, trying things. And I made some pages when I was just tearing the paper and trying to work with layers to see what is going to happen. I think I found some prompts online, or it could be somebody who is doing art journaling posting some prompts, and prompts are just ideas how to start a page. And this one was supposed to be all about layers, which is absolutely something that I loved. And you can see I included metal elements here, and then I included lace, and it's all dabbed in gesso. It looks a bit messy, but absolutely love it. Here I was looking at the idea of the grid, and I think I was inspired by Michelle Ward, and she's a wonderful artist. She loves creating journals as well, but she's also great with designing wonderful stamps and wonderful inspiration. And I think she made a challenge about the grid, and the grid is just making little windows. So when you have so many windows, you try to think how you can fill your windows. So in the very end, I found papers that looked more or less right in the color palette. I sprayed them a little bit, and it's probably 2011, so 10 years ago. So my mixed media skills were just very basic. And then I found I think it was packing paper I got with this Leonardo da Vinci sketch of the man. So I took parts of that, and I'm not sure if you can see, but these are watches window, like the watches glass. So I picked similar sizes, and I used the hands, I used head and torso, and I used his private parts as well, and I used his legs to create the impression he's still connected. And playing with different things, just having fun. And this is one of the early journal pages with very large photo. This is me, you can believe it or not. One of my friends took this photo of me, and I was having this phase of my life when I was using a lot of sewing machine. And I experimented how far I can push my sewing machine and it's still going to be alive. And this is a giant rub-on in golden color, which I found somewhere in my stash. It was very, very beginning of my mixed media work. Some of them are not pretty at all because I was experimenting, but some of them I absolutely love. And this is one of the examples of the pages which are extremely simple, but I love it. It's a giant photo of my teacup that I took somewhere on the airport when I was traveling. And the whole page is just about how much I love tea. And why not? And what I discovered during that page is I am absolutely in love in stains. I love combination of the old paper and the stains, and that love stayed with me until now. And I use tea all the time as one of my main supplies. I have my teacup here, but in fact I also have another teacup which is filled with the tea stain. I put it in a safe place, now I cannot find it. The one that I used for painting. Going around trying to find it. I guess I will have to use the one that I'm drinking. Maybe I will find it in a moment. Typically me. And yeah, and the text says it's tea, 8 cups a day. Yeah, and not very deep, but it was just my whole love and my feelings about it just poured on the page. Here I was playing with the stamps, Yeah, it looks fab with this background. I know. This is about family, which I don't really like that much because it's green and I don't really like it. But again, my love for tea and tea labels exploded. Again, going through the idea of the grid and the tea labels, I started collecting them because there were messages on the other side. And I just decided I'm going to use it as a journal page. And why not? So this is an example. You don't have to have a lot of supplies when you create. You can just use whatever you have on hand. So you don't have to pack a lot in your journal, in journal kit, because you can use the things that you're going to find on the go. And this is one of the great things about art journaling. This is terrible, which I don't like, but it was very bad idea. But this was very good idea. 2 cabinet cards and a lot of stamping. Another one with using dimensional elements. It was about art gallery, and I love the text I found. Objects may be larger than they appear. Yeah, that was just this. But very first page I made, and it was the journal page that I made during my travel. This is this one. I was in Belgium in 2011 and I was teaching a class in Belgium, one of my first classes ever. And I was there with France Papillon, who was helping me as my translator as well. She was also present during the classes to help me out. She was wonderful, and she took me around Brussels just to explore nice places. And I bought a postcard. And this is a postcard that I absolutely loved. 3 men wearing tutus in a bar. I have no idea why, of course, but I absolutely love the image. And I glue it on the vintage paper. I just use some kind of border punch to create the waves on the bottom. Yeah, chocolate. I added some splatters. I had the stamps with me, so I stamped quite a lot. And the only color is a little bit of spray. Right? And this is probably the first on-the-go page I made myself. So I am sharing with you 2011 creation. And I have to tell you, this one was also published in Stampington. I think that would be in art journaling issue, but I can't be wrong. It was just published and I couldn't believe it was published, but it was. So, something that you can do with minimum. And if you have some book or some surface, you can find a postcard, you can find some elements you can put it together with. Maybe you have your pencils with you for the color, and you can go. So let's look what I really pack in my bags so I can create simple pages like this. Okay, so I don't take too much, and I can even show you how I can downsize this kit to make it even smaller and more portable. I hope that is going to work for you. Is it a good idea? It's super cute. Oh, thank you. You know, I absolutely love that postcard, and I really wanted to have it in my book. So why not? Let me get the kit. And I have 3 pouches, but I could reduce it to 2 pouches if I really wanted. It's just a matter of putting together easier when I travel. But I could downsize that if I need it, okay? So, oh, I found my tea. Yay! Found it. So, first bag is the bag with loose papers and things I can use as a substrate in my work. And this bag I will fill on the go as well. I will show you the bag. I got it from one of my lovely students. And the bag is really interesting. This meeting is bullshit. I absolutely love my students. I think they love me as well. So in this bag, I usually keep bigger things. So this is the nice water resistant bag, and the largest of them all, so I can feel that, for example, I can put the stencils in. Okay, so you can see why this one is so good. The stencil is fitting nicely. I don't usually take more than 2 or 3, just if I have space. If I don't have space, I will remove it. So here I have some stencils, and if you look inside, they're mostly paper scraps. Okay, you can see in my works, I absolutely love old paper. I love labels of different kinds. So I have a bunch of this. Usually before travel, I will grab random papers I have somewhere in my stash. You can see these are, for example, handwritten notes on the paper, right? This is really cool paper I got from my friend. Some notepads, just like ready to go page, right? So why not? I will try to get selection with different fonts, maybe some images, and sometimes maps. This is a very old map, I think, from the French encyclopedia. By accident, I have a piece of very very badly treated tissue paper. It's okay. I have some photos, and for smaller pages, I really like that size. This is from Tim Holtz, a set of photo booth photos, I think. They are sold in the little pouches. Oh, like this. This one. Yeah. And the other thing I would take, that would be my vintage photo booth stickers as well. They are similar sizes, so this or that. Some old documents, old money. I used part of that in my journal, in fact, already, so I have it. Hot patch, very old, from the vintage market. Some cutouts, some old photos, people sitting in the classroom, I think. I just grab whatever I have without thinking. I'm not planning too much. Oh, you can see I took some stickers with words, right? This kind of content would go into the first pouch. And if I travel and I will find some cool looking postcards, or I will find leaflets that I like, or maybe tickets, anything that would attract my attention, and something that I would absolutely love, like old form from the post office. I would just drop it here, right? So I have larger sizes in this pouch. And I can also add things such as stickers. These are 7 Dot Studio stickers. I would all put them in this one place, so I can easily go through it, look at these, all more of the photos, and some ephemera, and some findings of different kinds, right? So this is bag number 1, bag of ideas. And you can absolutely put your labels, tickets, train tickets, plane tickets, all of that things into this bag, in the case you would like to use it for your art journaling. I hope that makes sense. So this is the first one, the biggest one. You can add more. If you have larger pouch, you can remove part of the things, and this is a good place to put your book as well, and you can all close it like that. Okay, so this is the first one. Second one is the bag with basic art supplies, the ones that I will pack for myself. What do you think about my supply pouch? Of course, yeah, That is very roomy pouch. It's the biggest one I have and I quite like it. Another good thing to add in here, maybe a little bit of baby wipes or something that will be paper towel, because not always you're able to grab something to dry your project. So that is my collection of the paper. And you can put a small paper pad inside as well. I have a small paper pad. This is what I took to Poland with me, all of that. Second pouch is smaller and still there's a lot of space. That's why I told you I could just condensate all of this. And this is the pouch with the art supplies. It's not bullshit. Yeah. Yes. That's why I love my students. I never have a dull time. So this is the part that I could also easily reduce. So this is like maximum I would take, and later I'll show you the minimum I would take, okay? So this is like the bigger kit. First of all, a little palette, so I can put some color on it or some art medium on it. Very portable. This time I had one ink pad and one sheet of stamps with me. Very simple. I didn't even use it. I will show you on the paper, but it was a good mixture of the stamps. This is from my collection. It was called Carte Postale. It was released a couple of years ago, and this is general vintage combination of elements with hands, old texts, numbers, so good for everything. So this would be one. Second thing, art mediums. Soft gel for gluing things which are more delicate. So instead of general glue, I would use soft gel. White gesso. Modeling paste for making some structure or gluing heavier things. Or instead of modeling paste, I could take 3D gloss gel. Either or to save the space. Modeling paste is white, so it is a little bit more of the color you can use it for. I could take black gesso, but usually I don't take it. I only take 3 basic mediums. So it will be either gesso, soft gel, and 3D gel, or soft gel, gesso, and modeling paste. Then things to use with these art mediums. So you can use silicone brush, or if you don't have that, you can use your old card, and this is much more portable as well. Then very important things, color. And I don't take too much paint. I mostly take something like this. Watercolor or pastels or watercolor paints, because they are easy to pack and they are dry. And maybe 1 jar for sparkle. This is sparks. So something to add a little bit of splatter. That's it. I quite often take black Indian ink, so I can do some black dots or black splatters. And just kind of stamp I had this time. I didn't use it, but it's a lot of messages in one. It's good because it's hard to break and you don't lose any elements. So I quite like that idea as well. And last but not least, in this is my magical box. And this is similar thing to the first pouch, but this is for things which are dimensional. I don't really use that much of the dimension, but sometimes I do. And here I've got a bunch of random lace pieces. Oh, you cute little travel gels and gessos. Yes, they are cute. Your designer pouches will make a really great travel bag. Yes, they are good for this. That was the idea. So I usually put things like this. I think that was kind of a wire which was over wine bottle. So it is with me now. Some labels and nerve canal drills. Oh my God. Why do I even have that? It's a packaging of canal drills. Okay, well, doesn't matter. Some stickers, right? I have that. And then just some random things that I find cute or I just found on the way and I put it in. So again, little thingies which can be attached to the journal page as an accent. And I collect them on the go as well, right? So sometimes I just grab them from home, but some of these, like coins or stickers or labels or bottle caps, I will just find and throw into that box. So this is like a mini treasure box for traveling purposes. Here I've got even the spool with the yellow thread. Perfect, right? So that would be some cute little things. That would be another box. So look, if I found a stamp, I could put it here. Piece of lace, cute little tag. All of this can go into that little tin. Tins or boxes, very nice solution because they are keeping your things safe. So nothing is going to smash inside. And if you're a collector like me, this is the way. Of course, if you work completely flat, just with pencils, just with simple, I would say not simple, just with art mediums without any gluing, this is something that you can skip because this is for people who are hoarders like me, okay? And let's look at the art mediums I picked for color. One of them is just a set of basic colors of oil pastels. Very, very good solution because you can use them as watercolor paints or you can use them to add just a little bit of the color if you like. They are very, really goof-proof kind of supply. I love how vibrant they are. And I picked the basic kit. You can see I had some accidents on the way already. The box is a little bit wet. So if that happens, you can pick your favorite colors and you can put them in a small tin as well. And you can take them with you in a small tin. They're going to be safe this way as well, right? Hello, hello. I can see more people joining. In fact, if you have this idea of a mood book that is going to work around only a few colors, you can pick the colors from your palette and move them to the tin and take this tin with you. I have one tin like that. I had one tin like that here. Well, I had one tin like that. Usually I use cigar boxes or cigarette boxes. They work pretty well. I don't have the box now, but I will show you the example. If you had a little box of this kind, you could put your crayons or your favorite paints into this. Okay? I organized my studio and now I cannot find things. I'm just saying. So this is pouch number 2 and I could also reduce this one. We will talk about reducing in a moment. 6 in the morning. Wow. You are a hero. And of course, important supply, having some rubber elastics so things don't go out. So if you work on with the very limited color palette, just pick the colors you really use because you're not going to use others anyway. So that would be another solution. I put it back in the pouch. This is also waterproof, so it is kind of safe for this kind of content. I usually put the art mediums, ink, paint, and stamps together in this one. And don't forget the little palette. And finally, the one with the tools, which are like crayons and pencils. A giant pencil case. If I really wanted, I could transfer this, yeah, into this one. That should fit. As you can see, it's similar size, but it's easier for me to have them separately. It's up to you. If you don't have many sizes, you can just use that. Watercolor pencils. So just again, a set of watercolor pencils with not so pretty rubber elastic. Brushes. This is the place for my brushes, and I usually take smaller sizes of the brushes because in the journal I don't have too much of the space, and one bigger for gesso. And that would be, yeah, I'll just put them here on the paper so you can see. That would be what I'm interested in when it comes to the brushes. It's good to have watercolor brush because water is already in. So if you work with watercolor pencils or oil pastels, this is convenient. So that would be one of my favorite things. Then simple blue pen, because I like the color of the blue pen. Very important white pen, which I absolutely love to use in the journal pages. And my favorite is Uniball Signo. And I just bought a new lot of that white pigment ink. So far, the best white pen I found. Then large pencil. This is pencil with graphite, quite soft one for making shadows. And two more pen brushes. Scissors. That is not a surprise. Yeah, scissors. And thing I absolutely can't live without: clips. If you don't have clip, it may be hard to work in your book. So when you work on the spread, for example, you are keeping the book on your knees, it is good to keep the pages open. So you can use your clips to hold the things in place, or you can attach things so they're not flying away. So I have one or two clips with me, or smaller ones around. Another important tool, pencil sharpener, because if you have pencils, you may need pencil sharpener. And tape. I usually take colorful tapes. This is the one I bought in Japan. Beautiful. I take 2 or 3 colors to have some color accents for my pages. And I like to have fabric tape as well. This is from Pharmacy. So that will go. Glue. Just glue and... how do you call this thing? Simple glue. And sometimes you can take 3D foam. It's useful for dimensional things. And mister with water. Mini mister is convenient most of the times. At home I use the bigger one. Yes, glue stick. Thank you. You save my life, Karen and Ilona. Mini mister is better for traveling because it is small. And this is maximum kit. Like maximum. So now, if I had to reduce the number, did you get some more tape from the pharmacy while it's important? No, I forgot to do that. If I had to reduce, I would probably start to remove things from here. So first of all, I would take one pen and one pencil. I would not take this pencil. So I would have pencil, pen, white pen. That goes into the bag. I would take scissors. I would take 3 brushes only. Let's say 3 sizes. I wouldn't take this one because extravagance. This would go. I would take a glue stick. I would take 2 tapes instead of 1. I would have to fight with myself. I'm not sure. I would probably take it anyway. I would take the mini mister. I would take the pencils, maybe just reduce the number of them. Pencil sharpener and 1 clip. So here I would remove that much, right? That is making the kit more skinny. From this one, from this one, I can tell you I would easily remove some of the items, and some of them may be a surprise. First of all, I would remove ink and the stamps, because I can do similar effects using paper. Of course, I have to have gesso, so I take gesso. I could remove the palette because I can find the plate. That would be very hard fight. I would have to think. I have to take soft gel, and I probably would take modeling paste. And of course I take oil pastels. I don't take this because I can use credit card. I don't take this because I can use something similar. And I take the box because the box is my life. So yeah, I can live without golden paint. And honestly, for the journal page, I can even live without modeling paste. So so far we reduced to this, okay? The box is my life, I cannot live without it. 1 set of the pastels and a little bit of watercolors. I could make a change. If I really had to, I could reduce and take just pencils. I could, if I have to. But I don't want to, but I could. And now, from the last big pouch, I could take like a small bunch only. I would remove the stencils. I would look for some images. Of course, I would take some images, some random papers and photos. Because I have some tissue paper, I will just take this tissue paper. And yeah, maybe kind of ephemera. So I'm taking that one out. And now we can pack in 1 pouch only. I'm taking the medium pouch. I put this stuff in. No mercy here. Paper is in. Box is in. Watercolor pencils are in. Art mediums are in. Glue stick is in. Little tissue tapes are in. Pencils and brushes go in. Tools go in. Scissors go in. The pouch is not needed. I can take that and I take a book. Done. So that would be the way if I'm desperate and really have the space in my handbag only for this. I would cry. I have to leave things like this behind, but it is possible. Right? So reducing is possible. I can see room for sparks as well. Like, right? But remember, maybe you were going to find something on the way. And also the advantage of that is the book wasn't too big. right? I could take the book that is bigger, this one, for example, and still move a little bit. Come on, don't be like that. Still close it. So the pouch is full. There's still space, but this is like the minimum of the minimum, and we can go with that quite far. Remember, things may be found easily, okay? So I'm just going to move the things around a little bit. So I have space for unpacking now. You don't need specialty tools that take a lot of space. They are useful, but you can work on the plate in the restaurant or cafe. You don't have to use stamps, right? Unless you are completely in love with stamping and this is your signature technique. For me, it is not, so I can easily remove it. Stencils and paste, they take space as well. I don't have to do that. So this way, I'm just going to show you the minimum kit in front of you. I will take these guys out. And for me, that would be the kit if I have to really travel light. But I am not minimalist, as you can see. So let's say one book, glue stick, watercolors, 2 art mediums, so the soft gel and heavy gesso, watercolor pencils, box of life, 2 washi tapes, fabric tape, scissors, yeah, you can buy on vacation, but then you have to save the space in your bag, right? Pencils, pens, mini mister, pencil sharpener, important thing, 1 clip, 3 brushes, and a small bunch of junk. Yeah. Yeah, if you have mini stencils, that also is a great solution. The main question you have to answer is, what is your most favorite technique that is possible to do when you are on the really restriction, like when you have a small space to pack? For most of the people, they would have the favorite technique they do. So, for example, if you're absolutely in love with stamping, you're not going to take out stamps and ink because your heart is going to break into small pieces. Right? If you absolutely love stencils, these are flat. They could probably fit in this. But I have to use something with, yeah, they would. I would have to use something with them. So either I would have to use some paste or some kind of paint and sponge. So that is already adding extras of another product on the top. So that is a good thing to take out if I have to. My signature thing is gluing. So I couldn't really go without something to glue with and to glue on. And that's why I have a book. I have glue stick and I've got liquid glue, which is stronger, of course. And I have some tapes, because tapes are so important. And then portable color. And of course, because I'm a hoarder, I have a little box. We can't have broken hearts, I know. And because I absolutely love metallic, I will find a place for 1 jar of paint. Does it make sense? No, my heart is breaking as well. So you could see how from 3 quite large pouches, I reduced to 1 pouch going for a weekend, for example, right? So that pouch, just to let you know what is the size of it, so you have the idea of how big it is. It's, let's say, 32 centimeters, which equals to a little bit over 12 inches, 12 or 13 inches, and 10 inches tall, which equals to 25 centimeters. So 32 by 25 centimeters pouch is able to hold all of that. So sometimes good things that I found that may be useful. If you like to cut a lot, of course, because you are this person that likes to cut, you may want to have mini mat. Yes, this pouch is one of the items I made for Prima Marketing. This one, my design on the top, the same as this purple one. They both come in both sizes. So there's big purple, big green, and small purple, small green. So for example, if you cut a lot, you may want to get a mini mat, right? So if you were this kind of person that, you know, you like fussy cutting and you go with a sharp knife and the mat, look for the mini one. Thank you. So another thing, some people absolutely love inking, so you would probably need to take some inking tool with you. But instead of taking many inking tools, take sponges instead, right? So you can take one tool and maybe 5 or 6 sponges that are matching this item, so it's easier to pack. And they are replaceable. So if you do a lot of inking, you can just take a bag with sponges and one inking tool. That is a very good solution as well. If you love painting, you can take several colors of your favorite paints. You are able to pick probably 6. So you can take a few acrylics. You can take maybe one finishing product. Like for me, finishing product would be the golden paint, but you may want to take one of the waxes or maybe some special effect thing, so you can do some finishing touches. Okay, so before I'm going to use this to make a simple page for you, I would love to know if there are any questions. I will just now take a sip of tea, and I would love to know what you think about packing. Did you try packing for your travels like that before? And what was on your list when you were traveling? Like, what was your must-have? Double-sided tapes are very handy. That's true. So I will be checking. What are your must-haves when you pack? And, you know, what was your impression when you were trying to pack for your travel? Mini ink pads. That's a very good idea. They are cute, and you can pack a lot of colors together because they are small sizes, portable, and when you go and you have to pack light, that's a great solution. Too many decisions. Yeah, it is hard to decide, but once you look at the projects you do and you figure out which things you use the most and which are easy to adapt and take with you, it's easier. Because you have to look at your page and see, okay, what is the thing you keep using over and over again, right? First thing, I use paper scraps, so I take paper scraps. Second, gesso. I take gesso. And then third, images. I take images. Gesso, said one of you. I love that Finnabair has bottles rather than jars. They are both in bottles and jars depending on the size. So it is up to you. The bigger jars are better for home studio, and of course for traveling, the tubes are easy to take. Hello, hello. So, what is on your must have list? Gabby says it's very hard for her to take decisions because, yeah, she would take more. Yeah, you went to the beach with nothing. That is also a way. But on the other hand, you may take things, right? So, that is possible to do. Hello, hello. I can see more people joining. Packing for Liliana is really hard because I'm traveling for weeks, then just pack for what I need. Otherwise, my vacations will be sad. So I pack what I need. Yes, and if you have that habit of packing, it's getting easier and easier. And I came with this concept of the kit a couple of years ago, and I realized that at the very beginning, my pack was bigger. And then I started reducing because I figured that some of the things I don't really use. For example, there's no heat gun. You know, things may dry in the sunshine, or they may dry because of your hair dryer in the hotel room, or you can just wait patiently and sip your drink or tea while your page is drying and you are not in a hurry because you're on vacation. Text stamp. Yeah, for stamping people, stamps are very important things. They are absolutely add a lot of contrast, or it's personal touch they want to add. I went last week and took nothing but collected stuff on for when I returned. Yeah, yeah. I wish I had watched this before I went. Well, that's this. I should probably do it in June, but yeah, I was not thinking. You have to forgive me. But you now know for the next break. Yeah, hit tool, huh? Yeah. I don't take hit tool because most of the times I have no chance to pack it. From packing a small suitcase to now packing a medium-sized bag is a learning of 10 years. Wow. Well, that's a long way, and I'm sure you're a master of packing now. Schlippy Goog. Schlippy, sorry. I couldn't read your name properly. I'm so sorry. Carmen said, I have to have my intense pencils. Yeah. These pigments are bolder than color pencils, mixed media papers that are durable, and I have lots of options to wet or dry projects. Exactly. If you have the medium that is doing things for you the way you like, this is the must have. Like, I really like watercolor pencils. These are Faber-Castell, but there are many good brands. And I like oil pastels for some reason, but they can be replaced with any other similar item. If I didn't have these, I would take gelatos or something similar. An extra suitcase, hopeless cause. Oh, maybe one day you will feel this energy and you will do like a mini kit for yourself. You never know. Gesso paper, stickers, and watercolor palette are a must for me. Watercolors are really good supply to take because they are so easy to use. And when you have them in the tin or a box, you can use that box as your palette as well. I will show you mine. I have one that I used for traveling as well. You can tell I was cleaning. I put the things away and I cannot find them. Okay, I found a tin with the these are the little crayons I take in the tin sometimes. And this is my watercolor palette. I'm not a watercolor artist, but I use them sometimes. Yeah, many colors, and that is enough to really do quite a lot of color variations. So, and you can use that space for mixing your colors as well. And of course you need to just make them wet and they dry fast. So it's great solution. I have a good idea, really very good solution for us. Traveling to crafter friends around the world. Yes, because they have the room or studio full of supplies and you can try new things. The team holds distress crayons. Very good solution. They are very similar in the colors to the ones that I have here, but they have plastic handle, so they keep your fingers cleaner. And they are in a very wide color palette as well. And they're matching your distress inks if you want to take them. Stabilo all pencils. Yep, pencils and all these kind of things are perfect for working because they are kind of safe to take with you. It's not like paint that can spill. So I really recommend pencils and crayons instead of trying to take too many bottles of paint. I love watercolor and watercolor pencil too. Carmen said, I use hair dryer in the room when I'm hanging out in my hotel. This is what I do as well. Hair dryer works really well. But also what I do sometimes, if I know that I will be spending time mostly out of the room, so I will take this somewhere in the cafe, or I will be journaling on the train, which I did as well, or on the plane. I gesso my pages in advance. So when I plan to make some pages, I just take gesso and I gesso the pages before, so at least this part is dry, so I can start working on them in advance. So you can do the prep for like 5 or 6 pages, just adding your gesso, and then at least one step is going to be ready, and you can easily start working right away on the paper. That is also a good solution. Oh, you are always welcome in Germany. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I think we are on the same page. Like you have to first guess. You have to look into your projects and see what are the comfort tools for you, comfort products, the things which are your must-haves and you cannot leave them behind. And once you figure out what are your must-haves, they go into your travel bag. So if for me, scraps of papers, old papers are my must-haves, and maybe some tissue papers or some washi tapes, they go first. And then art mediums which are necessary to put the things together and to add the color on the top. And I pick the most versatile ones. And this way, I'm always able to create something. Even very simple flat page is going to happen. And for me, little box for treasures is very, very important. So I can have some lace, I can have some buttons, I can put my findings into safe place as well, so I don't have it in my pockets all the time. Yeah, gears, for example. I'm so new to this, learning lots, scribbling notes like mad. Yeah. And you know, the most important thing is it's your process. I'm showing you mine as an example. I show you now what I take, so you see how I use these items in my way of journaling, in my way of creating, which is of course in journal much more flat and simple comparing to my big collage projects, but it doesn't mean it is not valuable. It is just another way of expressing yourself, and it can be done anywhere. And it has so many benefits. I was talking about it in the beginning. It may be your stress relief, or just killing your boredom, or just going through some processes. There are so many things, right? So let's just now try to take this mini kit I have now in front of me and try to make something using that just for pleasure, just for fun. You can imagine we are now sitting together in a large room with our favorite drinks or chocolate or snacks, and we are talking to each other, and to keep our hands busy, at the same time we're just making little things and sticking things together or painting things, just to spend nice evening together talking about life, about creativity. And in the meantime, I am doing that without putting too much thinking into it. I will just play. I will find something to put together, add the color, and inspiration can come from the color of the paper, for example, or it can be the crayon that has beautiful color you would like to try. Don't put pressure on yourself. It's just enjoying the process and having fun. Just basically switch your head off, put your hands into use. Okay? And my patrons already know that I can journal quite quickly and I don't really feel any special restrictions here. But I really think journaling, it is this kind of process that there are so many ways to get to the creative point, that just simple letting go and letting your hands do the job is great exercise for those of you who love to control everything. So if you are in this situation like that, invite your friend. It doesn't have to be in person. It can be even online friend date. So prepare the things you like, prepare some basic supplies, get your friend nearby. It may be on Messenger, it may be on Zoom, or it may be in person. Start talking about everything. And in the meantime, without thinking too much, just create something and see what happens, and look at that, examine this process and see what it does for you. It's very simple but also very rewarding exercise for control freaks and people who absolutely love to plan every step. Okay, so we are going to pretend we are all on the meeting now. I'm going to make some space on my table so I can open the book. And I will be talking to you in the meantime about other things. And I'll be making a simple page. Something that will be just, a few layers, a little bit of color, just to see what happens. I don't even know what I have in my stash. It will just happen naturally. This is a valuable chat. I'm trying to tune my creative space, and now I'm learning what I don't really have to travel with. So yeah, it's good to ask other people what they take, because we can get so many ideas this way from just seeing other people's ways of working. Because what we do is our way, but sometimes, just looking over somebody's shoulder is so helpful, because you can think, oh, I didn't think about it. It's such a cool solution. And next time you can try that and you will discover, yeah, that works. So, I was really wondering, what are your favorite things? And I guessed that probably crayons or pencils will be quite high on the list. And I can see stamping is quite popular as well. Okay, I made some space. And I have my journal. And I have my box. So you never know what happens. I will put the things flat. And I will make some... I'll just put you closer so you can see everything. And I will find a place to create. Oh, there's already something here. Floating lady. Let's take this page. This is the one I made last week. It's on my Instagram if you would like to see the details, and this one as well. It was really quick and releasing stress page, as you can see. We are going to make something in vintage, relaxing mood for my love, for everything old and paper and tea and stains. So that is going to be the plan. First of all, let's take some gesso. Because this is watercolor paper and I don't want everything to be absorbed, I'm just going to use a little bit of the gesso. And remember, we are working on the minimum. So I'm going to use card instead of the silicone brush, because the silicone brush is not here. But I'm sure I have some cards in my wallet. So let's pretend I took it from my wallet. And I just do a bit of gesso. In the meantime, of course, I could dry it now with the heat gun. But let's pretend the heat gun is not here. I will look through what I have in my stash. And this way, I will just let the gesso dry naturally. Yeah, doodling is a great replacement for stamps if you don't have room for them. That's very good advice from Carolyn. And it's also a great way of letting go and learning the doodling a little bit. So I put the book here to dry. And let's look what I have by accident in my papers. I have some really lovely old papers. One is some in German, some in Polish. I've got a label from Lima, Peru. Oh, perfect. I've got images. There's a lady with a baby, and there's some nice faces. I've got dogs. Okay, I've got one dog and a half. And I've got, this lovely lady with the postcard with the little glittery heart. A lady smelling flowers. More of the cool paper. More of the people. Another postcard with the lady. Some kind of random paper. And my gesso is drying. Oh. This is first thing that really attracted my attention. Already cut paper. I really like that. I'm going to use this. Then I have some ephemera. And more ephemera. And more ephemera. The butterfly is cute. And yeah, I like the flowers as well. I put them here. Maybe they're going to go into the page. Beauty. Blessed. Well, yeah, kind of, but maybe. No. This is really cool. Lovely little scrap of the handwritten text on it. People, I have enough people. Sanding paper? Sanding, okay. Sanding paper. Label. And more of the photos. Really cool leaf. Why not? More of the ephemera. I think I took a pack from Prima because there's a lot of similar ones from one kit. People on the photos map. Okay, the map is really cool. Wild as the wind. Not today. Some images with the boat. Half of my face. A girl. Scary fish. More of the old people, like vintage people. Motor car fuel ration book. Wow. Okay, this is cool. Labels, stickers. Why do I have so much of the cute stuff here? Old tag. This may be useful later. I have some big pages. And yeah, more of that. Oh, quite a lot of one book. More of the stickers. Hot patch. Okay. Beautiful face. More of the paper. Yeah, the Pathfinder. More of the faces. Oh, really cute. These stamps are cute. Oh, maybe we go green today. Let's go green. I really like that stamp set. Tag. Little envelope. Perfect for putting something inside. Oh, this is the one I used for photo. My friend wrote these words. Oh. Yeah. That is more photos, and the map. Okay. So in the meantime, gesso is almost dry. I can pick somebody who's going to go with my main topic today. Main topic are the really cool French stamps I would like to use. I really like this card, so I'm going to look for something matching the color. Look, this is going to be nice. Red and green. And then some little papers, the leaf, maybe. I don't feel like very romantic today. Sanding paper for some reason. The tags. Yeah, no, not really beautiful. Old text. So in the meantime, when I was drying my gesso, I found first elements I would like to use. I'm going to use this tape and a little bit of the older paper. Let's find somebody who's going to be the hero of today's story. Or heroes. The main character. Something that is going with the stamps. Who looks French? Ah, okay, this guy. He looks happy because he got a letter from his girlfriend that is in France. Yay. Decision made. So now let's try to put it together into simple kind of page. I can put it on the side now because I have all the images. I still have some cool things here, so I can use some lace and some stickers. But the reality is we're going to start. So my main inspiration coming from the stamps, and we have this happy guy smiling because he got this letter and there were the stamps. Of course, I'm already making up a story, which is not true, but it's all about joy of creating and having fun, releasing this creative energy, or simply forgetting about unpleasant day because, you know, we have really enough of the worries in our life. Yeah, but you know, that's very good point. Here, Maria said, decision making is hard and she is taking, you know, forever. So what is really helpful to think, okay, if I will make decision quickly, I will make another one or another one. And you can always make more if you want to. There's no like you have to make one masterpiece. You can make many little projects. And you can this way use different ideas at the same time. Yeah, I really like to make stories because honestly, this is making life easier. I'm trying to pretend this photo is old. So first of all, I have no specialty tools, so I'm using small scissors for distressing. I really try to show I'm not using anything else but the things I have in the pouch, okay? I can try to make this look a little bit older. He's a happy guy, right? So we should get some nice background. So he's going to get that special letter from France with the sanding paper and the leaf. And oh wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's start with simple layers. This is just paper, so I can take glue stick. I would absolutely love to see how you're discussing in the meantime. Okay. First place is the best decision, and then we can layer a little bit. Remember, color doesn't matter. We can always add some gesso on the top. You can use the photo to check what is going on, but he's absolutely happy about the photo, sorry, the letter he got from France, from his girlfriend, and he cannot wait to come home and read it. Yeah. Yep, this way. If you want to go a little bit further, so for example, you're working on that side, but you feel you would like to use a little bit of that space, use the leftovers and repeat similar thing on the other side for good balance. This is just one of the tips I can give you now. So for example, I use this paper, but I can use leftover here to see what happens. I have like a basic composition in the middle. I'm not using these ones yet. I can add some layers to make it more fun. The best part of the tag is where the little hole is. So I'm going to take that. And we can go above or under or on the side. Let's go on the side. Yep. I don't want to use these because I love the color and I want to wait until gesso is on. I will wait with that. So what else I can add to make it a little bit more fun? I can add a bit of this blue tape. It's not green, but it's going to be more similar than red for sure. So I will use a little bit of this if I will be able to find the beginning of it here. So that's going to be a touch of color. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. I go on one side and then for the good balance on the other side. And I'm thinking about this feeling of happiness on his face and how nice it is to be with you here and create without worrying too much. What is your favorite color palette to work with lately? Distract me a little bit so I'm not thinking too much about my project. Tell me, what is your favorite color palette in the last days? Love the color of that washi. Yeah, it's a good one. It's with the koi fish. I hope you can see that. There's gold, real gold in it, and this lovely fish going. I absolutely love it. Neutrals. Neutrals are always good. They are perfect for basically adding any kind of contrast to it as well. Green. Okay. Green is not my favorite color. I sometimes go for a greener project, but rarely. I don't know what is about green. I love to be in the garden. I love green as, be surrounded by nature. But in my projects, I don't use it too much. I think there's some kind of block in me. Maybe I should work on that. Hello to New Zealand. I'm glad you're here. I know it's early for you. Blues, pinks, and gold. Beautiful color palette. I just imagined that. Wow. Very soft and so inspiring. This is palette full of good energy. I need a little bit more of that. This texture is going to look really cool, so that's why I am adding quite a lot of tape. I'm a huge fan of the fabric tape. Hello to France. Good to see you guys. You can see I used the tape to extend the composition a little bit. So he's going to have a little bit longer lines to follow. And I'm going to use this sanding paper as well, as if it is tape. I'm really wondering how it's going to look like when I will add a little bit of gesso on it. Brown and pinks, said Liliana. It's very girly, but on the other hand, not too sweet. It's like chocolate with raspberry. Orange, turquoise, and browns. Oh yeah, that's a good combination. Perfect for vintage, but also steampunk, but also maybe very vibrant and bold at the same time. I'm going to hold this page in place because it is moving. Okay. I can add one more tag. Blue, always. Yeah. And a lot of garden is very a special green and dark red for burgundy. Sounds great. I think somebody was chewing my tag. I can see marks of the little teeth. I wonder who could that be? Let's maybe add a little bit of the romantic touch and add a little bit of lace as well. So let's say the guy is here, and here I have some kind of lace that looks like leaf. No. Aha, I know what to do. I need to cut it. Halloween mood, a bit dark at the moment. Yeah, I love Halloween. I can't wait for this to happen here again. Halloween is the best time of the year. Oh, look. A little bit of the bottom and a little bit on the top. Do I have anything else that could go here? Unless this one. This one looks like bushes. Bushes or long leaves? Decisions. Bushes or long leaves? What do you think? This or this? Maybe bushes. Okay, we made the same decision at the same time. Okay, 3 votes for bushes, and that is going to go in. But I will put the gesso first. So now, the color is a little bit too bold. What you can do is to add a little bit of gesso on the top to tone it down. So I go back to my gesso, and at this time I can take a brush. I don't have a palette, but I will just use my mat. If you don't have the mat, you can use the plate. And a bit of water. Of course, water you can take from the glass. If you are in the hotel, you probably have a glass. If you are in the restaurant, for sure, you can ask for a glass. If you are on the train, you may have a bottle of water and just go that way. I'm just toning down the colors a little bit. So it's like washing with the gesso. Not perfection needed. I watered down the gesso to make it more transparent as well. If you need more, of course, you can put more layers. And it will dry quickly again, so, you know, there's no need to worry about that. If you layer so much when you stick, you don't miss your stenciling that much. So that's why I could work without stencil. So kind of the layers of the paper do the job instead of the stencil. So that's why I was able to take them out of my kit. I hope you can see what I'm trying to do now. Yeah, that should work. October is your birth month, said Carmencita. Yay, Carmen, your birthday is coming. That's a very, very good month to be born. I will stick it here, but this time I'm going to use something stronger, not just glue stick, because it may not hold. I will take soft gel and a smaller brush. Another way of using your supplies. I know gesso is wet, but I have no time. Hey, yep. A little bit more of the glue here. And that will be probably the moment when I'm going to grab something to drink or eat, to have a break, to make sure everything is going to stick. But we are doing live stream, so I'm not supposed to do that probably. I will now cheat a little bit and dry it just for a moment. So let's say this is the time for the usual break when your project is drying. You can see gesso is getting lighter in color, more transparent. So in fact what we did is not overpowering. Scorpios, yeah, exactly. Okay, that was enough of the cheating. So 5 minutes later I came back to my project, and now we can start putting the things together. So we can try to put the things in, and I will now try to find a way to show the beauty of this paper. We can try to go like this, or we can try to rip it into pieces and use half of that, and that really looks nice to use it under the photo. In fact, you can tell my projects are just display of my huge love for vintage paper. Yay! First month. And now I can use the other side here. Have you got any questions so far? Because you're very quiet, so either you are crafting along or you may be shy. Are you crafting along? Let me take these ones out now. Yay! We have somebody who's crafting along. Perfect. I take these stamps out so I can find the perfect spot for them in a moment. Just cutting them out. I'm not sure if I want to put them together or... Yeah, I think they should stay together. And I also think I have to move this a little bit further out because nobody will see it. Yeah, that would be this. Or just one. Yeah, just one, and the other one is going to go on the other side here. Oh, beautiful. Oh, he's even looking that way. Perfect. Now let's look for some fun things we can add here. Gabi, you are so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Let's see if I have anything that would be good to lift the photo a little bit up. You can see where my problem is because I use the lace. Now sticking that is not so easy. I would layer some kind of thicker paper under. I have some chipboard leftovers. Oh, yeah. This is chipboard. I'm going to use that. Again, I will use the soft gel. Oh, I'm getting back to my crafty muse after a long time missing. So listening and watching, yay! That sounds wonderful. I'm newbie, so too just watching and learning. It's great to have you here. I absolutely feel so heart warmed when I know I'm helpful and inspiring. So if that is going to help you with your creativity, my job is going to be complete. As you can see, I'm sticking the photo in using soft gel to make sure it's going to stay in the place. And I try to keep it flat, of course, because it's journal, but the reality is it's never completely flat, as you know, not with me. One girl here, one girl here. And of course, I will need to look for this green color, but I will keep them away for now. I'm thinking about if I can use this leaf. And I really think it's going to look beautiful in here, but on the right side. It's just a cutout I found, but yay, that's cool. First visit, enjoying every minute. Just had hand surgery, so soaking in and all the sharing. Don't forget there are some other videos for mixed media beginners to watch. I made 2 already. One about what to buy when you are starting, and the second mixed media composition, which is a little bit more elaborate than this one, of course. It was supposed to be simple, but I'm not master of doing simple. Ah, I have an idea. Yellow thread. Okay. Heart and soul. Now I'm digging in my treasure box. I'm looking for the finishing touches. One of the touches will be the stamp. But I'm looking if there's anything else. Look at this beautiful little button. I can use that would fit here. I found this. This is computer part, but this is too thick. Similar color, like similar enough. But too big. But cute little tag will be perfect. And the button. It was wonderful because I really missed the live streams. Don't mention creating something, but watching first gets me quicker to the craft room. Oh! Yeah, live streams are my favorite way of interacting with people, to be honest. Making videos is okay, but it's not so fun as making the live streams. Thank you for saying that I'm inspiring. Thank you. It's so nice to hear. I really want people to find their way to a creativity, and there are so many things you can do. And the most important thing is, don't put pressure on yourself. This is the most important thing to know. Oh, that is so cute. So the thread, I'm going to add the thread. I'm going to use the stamps, maybe the sanding paper, but it's now time to add some vintage coloring. So first of all, I'm going to clean this up so I don't, you know, because that happens a lot. Now we can add some basic color. For vintage color, I usually use tea stain. I drink tea all the time anyway, so this is always on hand, but also have the tea, which is one for painting, which is a little bit stronger. There's some things floating in it. I will try to take that out. Right. So this is tea infusion, and the easy way to just use it for splattering, you can take it on your brush or you can put it into sprayer. I'm just cleaning this brush I used for gesso, this one, and I'm going to use it to splatter the tea stain to get the color. And again, this may be the moment when you would like to have a break because everything will be wet. So we are going to use the heat gun or the hairdryer from the hotel room. Let's go and give it a chance to create some nice splatters. I'm just touching with the... and then splattering. It goes beautifully with the color of the old papers. That's why I absolutely love it. It's pretty already. You can pick up the excess with your napkin, kitchen roll, whatever you have on hand. And now I would be drying just to make sure. Everything looks okay. And now we would need to look for the green matching our stamps from this love letter he got from France, of course. I will just dry the tea stains a little bit so it does look a little bit more natural and it's not dripping. Tomi. Tak, wróciłam. Też się cieszę, że jestem. Look at this beautiful golden brown color. Some people like to use coffee, but I am not coffee drinker and I think the smell is stronger. So, you know, it's up to you, but I believe the color is wonderful. So if you live in a place where there's a lot of sunshine, this is the moment when you put your journal out for a moment. Or you take the hairdryer. So it's a good start. Now, because we wanted this to be an inspiration for our project, so I'm going to put these two stamps in. So I have beginning of the color palette, right? Something green with brown. It's a really pretty stamp. I'm going to put the second girl here. So he is so happy to get this image, well, this stamp from his letter next to him. I'll just, again, put a bit of cardboard so it's more leveled up. You know what I mean? The photo is up while here the stamp would be hanging over. So I can try, yeah, just a little bit shorter. Don't cut your... Hello, Corinne. Trying not to cut my finger with the scissors and then being careful, right? Again, pretending I have nothing here, just what I had in the pouch. Remember, use what you can. Too much of the glue, but it's okay. All colors go with brown, yeah, especially in the vintage project. Of course, everything will be wet for some time, but it's okay. It's fine. It's going to dry eventually. You just let it dry flat once you finish, and it should be fine. I have this really beautiful yellow thread. I'm going to use it around the photo a little bit. Look, it goes so nicely with this color palette. Whoops, stay there, don't go anywhere. I'm trying to go around. I should do it before, but I came with the idea later. So now I have to figure out how to do it without ruining too much. Moment of truth. Stick. I think I'm going to stick it on the side here. Perfect. This is like an interactive element here. It's going to move a little bit, so I'm going to cut it shorter. This is the tricky part, to make it all stick when everything is wet. But it's okay. And this little button, I think I'm going to put it here. It would be easier to stick it with gel medium, but I didn't take it. This is minimum kit, so this button has to go with the soft gel. Don't move. And again, a little bit of drying, so again, a little break. And then we are going to add the color. I can see a problem here. There's glue on his face, which I'm going to take away. There's plenty of water, so I need to dry it. So imagine sunshine or the hair dryer, whatever you prefer. And now let's look for the perfect green. One green I have is this one, not too perfect. Let's look into this. I think this is the right color. Oh yeah, it is. This is perfect green. And we can combine it with a little bit of other green. And some blue, because we already have the blue from this tape. Yep. So we have like a triangle, green, green. So we need a little bit of that green on the bottom, I think. And yeah, so this is making sense. I'm adding a bit more of that color here as well. And now it looks a little bit too much, but remember, this is just to start with. You can pick it up and you can use it as watercolor, this oil pastels. So it's really, you can use the tea or you can use the water the way you like. If you have too much, you just pick it up. We have one green, now let's add a little bit of the second one so it looks a little bit more fresh. I'm playing with the colors to make the nice balance of the colors. Yeah, these crayons are really cool. Watercolor crayons and watercolor oil pastels. It's a really cool thing. And they are even cooler than you think when it comes to using them as a portable kit. So now let's break it with blue. Because it was a little bit too much, I think. I almost forgot on the other side. And you said nothing. It looks like kids playing with the colors, but why not? This is my journal. I can do it the way I like. And the good thing is when you have wet, you can go directly on it and the colors are going to get even more intense. So you can go directly on the wet paper with your watercolor pencils and there's no problem at all. Tak, kredki distress, tak. Yeah, we mentioned the distress crayons. They would also do very good job here if you have them. For this kind of techniques, they're doing great job. I have them honestly, but for some reason, because I have so many watercolor pencils, I never really put them into use. Okay, I think I should stop adding color because we have enough. Now, the question is, what kind of accent I would like to do. I can dry it now for a moment. Hello, hello. These crayons are not from Prima, but Prima has them. This is Faber-Castell, and these are from Prima. Art philosophy crayons called Oil Pastels, Water-Soluble Art Philosophy. Now, this one is moving and it is annoying, so I'm going to stick it better. More glue. I can also see this is too clean, so the stamp is going to get a bit of color. From the tea stain. Yeah, the scribbles become not existent once you add water. Basically, yes, you can see them a little bit. It's really up to you. If you want to make them visible, you just repeat. If you like it more soft, you add more water. So now, because I have the thread on this side, I think I should add some yellow on the other side. I think I have some yellow, more like orange yellow. Not too close. I can always add the thread. Okay, working on the finishing touches. I think because he's so in love and he's so happy to get a letter from France, we're going to splatter some gold. We can also add some darker tones. And I really like adding just simple blue pen, especially for the pages which are kind of simple. Look, this is a bit of, no, not here. This is a bit of blue pen. So I'm going to go with that. Just to see the lines a little bit better and to remind this kind of doodling that people do when they are just, on the phone with somebody or just playing a bit. Things like that make it more freehand. Again, great exercise for those of you who are control freaks. If this is something that is scary for you, it should be tried from time to time. You can also add handwritten text. Or put a little heart. Now, we have a little bit of that contrast done. And I can do a bit of the white pen around him. This is what I like to do. I just put dots everywhere. So it looks like he's more visible on the background. I'm trying not to put my head into the camera. So wish me luck. I'm trying to keep away. But that means, oh, I don't really see what I'm doing. You can also add a little bit of this white in some places if you feel this is going to be visible. It's not going to be too visible, so I don't think that matters. From France with love. Yay! Serduszka. Little hearts. And then we've got all that happiness going on. All that contrast. I'm looking from the distance to see if the contrast is right. I would probably need a little bit more here. And now we can find the text, or we can find a sticker. Like we can add heart and soul, for example, which is quite large, or we can look for a smaller text in our sticker pad. Never give up. That could work. Stay simple. Fall in love with as many things as possible. Fall in love is enough. It's going to be the story of our guy who apparently is in love with a girl that is in France at the moment. And we can add the text here on the top. It's quite like empty place. So I can fill it with something. Is there anything else? Oh, be amazed. Yeah. Fall in love, be amazed. That kind of goes nicely. So we can go fall in love, a little bit up, be amazed, a little bit down. No, just fall in love. Here, be amazed. Here. And this way, basically, we are done. Something with green and blue, and with the button, and with the thread. And it was only done with the kit that I had on hand. Golden sparkle. I think golden sparkle. Sparks. It's perfect. Yeah. Last thing I'm doing, I promise. I just cover his face so he's not going to get golden freckles. I put the water in the Sparks acrylic paint. Too thick. Yay! Look at that. Golden perfection. And in the meantime, I just made a page without any reason, and the only purpose is fun. To tell a story of a guy who apparently got a letter from his girlfriend in France, and he's so happy about it. And it was already a month, so he was waiting for a long time. So quick drying. So you can see in the slow pace, you could just do it without any heat gun as well. It's just a bit, a bit of sunshine or a bit of drying, having breaks for drink or something to eat, and it would be ready. Of course, I'm not going to close it yet. I will let it dry naturally. I will just show it closer. So everything will dry, and then after it is done, I can close the book. Yes, I'm coming to France in 2.5 weeks. Yay! We're going to have a good time together, I hope. Look at this shiny gold. And we have this fun page done, just like this. You are so kind. I'm just trying to show you, you don't have to put pressure on yourself. Start with your comfort and play with it, right? Play with the things and try to work with the really limited supplies. Help you because you start to think on what you have instead of what you don't have, and you just get so creative because limited supplies put you into creativity mode. You try to think, what can I do with what I have on hand? And how can I use these supplies? What they can do for me? And there are always so many variations. Yeah, so just to show you the page I was doing last week for my patrons, I did this one with purples and a very dramatic photo. And this is kind of more fun and more vibrant, more optimistic page, and done with nothing. Like things like that you could just pick up somewhere on the tables, somewhere on the way, and then you can tell a story if you want to, or you can just create for yourself to relieve stress. It is no good or bad ways of doing it. It's all up to you. Some of the pages may be really simple, like this one. It was very minimalistic and very simple, but honestly, there's something about it. I love it. Very, very limited supplies, simple elements, almost nothing going on, but so let me know if you have any questions about packing for your art journaling. And if you joined late, I was showing 2 ways of packing the kit. I do for myself. Sorry. Now, hello. I was showing kit which is slightly larger. So like 3 pouches with mixed supplies. I'll just show you now. That's like this. Quite pretty. And then I was downsizing to make the minimum kit I was doing now, to fit it all in one of the pouches, so you can grab it together with your journal and go and create. Of course, if you can get a cup of water and a little plate or a piece of table, you should be fine. And everything that we were using was fitting in the pouch of this size, so including the book. So if you just joined late, make sure you're going to watch the beginning of it, so you will see what kind of supplies were in the pouch, what kind of suggestions I've got for you, how you can think about packing your pouch, what are your comfort supplies, what is the most important, and then how can you downsize and how can you create on the go. I think it's a very beneficial exercise if you are one of these people who really like to have everything with them all the time. It may be mind stretching and a great challenge. So I wish you wonderful creative time. Of course, I will take photos of it tomorrow and or Tuesday the latest. And you're going to see that on my Instagram or my Facebook page, so you can see the details better. And there is good advice from one of my friends, how to avoid gluing the pages together. First of all, make sure your page... Oh, thank you so much, Michelle, thank you. That's a very generous donation. Thank you so much for doing that. I feel so special now. If you don't want your pages to stick together, first of all, before closing the book, make sure it is dry. But if you cannot, put some kind of foil or waxed paper in between the pages before you're going to close it. This is one of the important things. Also, make sure the mediums that you're using are not staying sticky for a long time. There are certain kinds of drops, like liquid pearls kind of supply, or a certain kind of pastes that stay sticky and tacky for a long time. Try to avoid these in your art journals. Thank you for that suggestion. And if you know that it does happen, just don't put them in your kit. 90% of the art mediums which are acrylic based, they are going to dry completely and they will be safe to close the book. But if you're worried, please put waxed paper or piece of foil if you can't get waxed paper in between the pages, and that is going to help. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to share that video with the friends who may be interested. This is free class for everybody. And I'm able to do these for you thanks to support of my patrons. And they are getting classes every month. The next class is coming next weekend. And I'm going to do something on, again, on free creating, but inspired by something really special. I'm going to show you a little bit of my latest knowledge when I was taking the course. And these classes are, of course, available through subscription as long as you keep your subscription open. So it's like Netflix. You can see everything from this month and all the previous months as well. So you have the access to the huge library of the online live streams, classes. If you decide to just check for 1 month, you can see the amount of content we have, and you are able to watch, well, 14 months of the 14 or 15 months of classes already, and you get the support of wonderful community as well. If you want to learn more about Patreon, it is about the link is in the description of the video, and this is a wonderful way of supporting me as an artist. And I'm eternally grateful for all my patrons who helped me. These are 200 people who basically make my life as an artist possible, and I'm able to create for you all and for them. I am always grateful for what they do, and I'm absolutely happy to do that. And this mixed media beginners live stream series is going to continue. Of course, I looked into topics that you proposed on Facebook, and I will probably pick another one soon, maybe in the next weeks. So all of you who would like to learn a little bit more about mixed media or about creativity, just like art journaling, I'm here for you, and I'm absolutely happy that you are joining. And I hope you're going to share that knowledge with your friends so they can learn, they can get inspired, and maybe you're going to get new craft buddies and you will be able to talk with them about what is inspiring for you, create together, have challenges together, go shopping together. This is the way it works. The best friendships happen when we are joined, like pulled together by our passion, I think. So thank you for the wonderful time. I hope that was inspiring. I would love to see what you put in your travel bags. And again, huge thanks for the donation to one of you. That is so generous, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like the video, please. Thumbs up, please, please, please. And share it wherever you can so more people can benefit from that, and maybe they will get into art journaling or creativity on the go, and that beautiful thing called art is going to spread in the world, and energy is going to be better, and people will be more happy. Thank you so much for the lovely evening. See you, and we are in touch. Bye. Yes, and have a wonderful weekend. And I have a date with my patrons very soon as well. Bye. Bye. Good night.